It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next on Madden Football.
We're about 15 miles from the Atlantic coast in the northeast corner of Florida. Welcome to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
Here is Cam Little, ready to get this thing started. And off we go from Jacksonville. On the return, Malik Washington. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field, led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. On play action, it's Tagovailoa. He finds his tight end, that's Smythe. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They face 2nd down and 7. Hill brought in motion. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tua. He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the 1st down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. Tua going to give it to Achane. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Tua on the fake, gets it to Waddle. And he's out of bounds in great shape, down at the 15-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. Good for a Dolphins 1st down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. They'll stay on the ground with Achan. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats, and that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
3rd and 2, Tagovailoa. Taking off, and he will get into the end zone. Tua Tagovailoa, touchdown Dolphins. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Dolphins will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
On the ground, here's the Clemson product, Travis Etienne. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll run it once more with Etienne. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Javon Holland up to make the tackle. Third down, 3 to go. They'll try and run for the first with Etienne.
Travis Etienne, the ball carrier. Tyrell Dodson on the tackle. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down. Logan Cook on the punt for the Jaguars.
1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. We'll have more from Jacksonville after this. On 4th down, the Jaguars send out the veteran Logan Cook to punt. Malik Washington deep for Miami. That is fielded at the 13. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense ready now for their second drive. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Achane. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. That's Darnell Savage up from the secondary to make the stop. Third and 5. Hill brought in motion. Tua now on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one. Like, he really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him. I mean, he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Duvernay to return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Jags offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 7. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. Once again, it's Etienne. He will have a Jaguars 1st down as they move the chains on 3rd down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Here's 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Washington. Here comes the jet sweep. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. This run straight ahead for Etienne. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this 1st half. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Kirk is the motion man. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go. And He had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
Here's Logan Cook now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tua. And he finds Tyreek. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. Talk things over before 3rd down. On the ground is H.A. And he'll get this up past the 30-yard line. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their 2nd, as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Here's Jake Bailey now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. They're to bat that one away.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. They need to say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase 1st downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout. The clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Lawrence. That is caught by Washington. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. Throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it, but now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here, or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Cam Little for this field goal attempt. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars are on the board just before halftime.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Four seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. Check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in our studios with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Washington now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Jaguars offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. A first down throw for Lawrence. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They put Strange in motion. Etienne ahead out of the pistol. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Now Lawrence. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Tunga Vailoa. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
To throw on 2nd down, it's Tua. That's taken in by Achane. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down, Miami.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
In motion, it's Waddle. A run out of the gun with Achane. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tunga Vailoa. He keeps it, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want, but now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier, because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Here's a give to Achane. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. On the handoff, this is Achane. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 11. Tua. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tungo Valoa. He gets that complete to Berrios. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Braxton Berrios. Touchdown, Miami. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Dolphins extend their advantage to 14-3.
14, Jaguars 3.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Lawrence now. Got a man downfield. It's Thomas. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. To throw is Lawrence. That's caught left side by Ingram. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
He'll tuck it and take off. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
That's complete to ETN. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And the Jaguars are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone, because it's
to the back of the end zone. He's got it. Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
That's caught, so they get the 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden that 11-point deficit down to just a field goal here in the 4th. Even with their full complement of timeouts, the call is to try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
The Dolphins offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Tua, gonna give it to Achane. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. They'll stay on the ground with Achane, and they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here, and now it's going to be 3rd down. Tua gives it to Mostert, and he is putting in the work, dancing inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 8. Here comes Jason Sanders in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And he has missed this one. No good. And this lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Jaguars offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. This one complete to Washington. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Lawrence now to throw on 1st down. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. That is a gain of 15, halfway there as he's down at the 15.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
On 1st down, Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They come up for 2nd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to force overtime. This one is on target, and it is good. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool, he's calm, he steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
Final seconds here, overtime looming on the horizon as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st down. Throwing is Tua. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. 4 quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Duvernay on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Lawrence now on second down. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They put Strange in motion. In the pistol, here's Lawrence. And this ball incomplete on third down.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
Jaguars ready to punt this one away. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. On the return, here's Washington. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. To throw is Tua. He'll get this out quickly to Hill. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's going to look deep for Tyreek. He's got it. And he's going to go all the way to win it here in overtime. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So a win here for the visiting Dolphins. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.